wear and whatnot. So let's dive right in. Alright, so here's an up close of the shoe itself. As you guys can tell, it's a very nice clean look to it. It kept with the factory color to it with the flat black, so it's not shiny, it doesn't have that sheen. Now, I was asking a buddy or a customizer that I know, he actually does this full time, and he told me I don't really need to put a finish on it. It's really up to you. I don't know. I actually don't have any of the finisher, so I can't say what's going to happen, but I might still buy some finisher to touch it up just to keep it protected. So the ingredients that I have, let me actually line it up right here. First thing first, I actually got some Angelus, do up close, leather prepare and deglazer. I've been told actually from the smell of it, it smells like nail polish or acetone, so you can get by probably with some nail polish or acetone, but if you want, you're more than happy to go with the leather prepare and deglazer. From the instructional videos and from talking to other people, everybody said just go straight with acetone. So I think it was $3-4 for this bottle. Acetone's about the same, you get a lot more out of it. So keep that in mind. What you'll need is a rag for this stuff, and then also you want a heavy duty glove. So it's not the cheap thin ones that are disposable. You actually want the ones that you can use for a while. Another thing that I have, this is just a cleaner that I use. It could be any cleaner. After you've done doing the leather prepare, you want to actually wipe it down again with some sort of a sneaker cleaner. That way it gets rid of the residue from this guy. So once that's done, you can kind of start working at it. I got the Angelus flat black paint. So one tip I will point out, if this is your first time, be a little more cautious. If you do want to use painter's tape on the areas that you're going to paint close to, feel free to do so. It never hurts to be a little bit more cautious, but for me, I guess I've got a steady hand, so I'm okay with it. I am not going to use any painter's tape. It just takes a little bit too much of my time to do it. But I've got the gloves on, got the towel. Let me go ahead and start doing the leather prepare and deglazer. And very simple. I'm actually just going to dabble some on here. And all you got to do, just kind of watch out, put the solution a little bit farther back, is just rub. You don't have to rub too much, but what you'll end up doing is you're taking off the upper layer, and then it's gonna make the leather feel a little bit more catchier and sticky. So just keep that in mind. You don't need to rub too much, but just go ahead with that. And then you can kind of see the towel gets, let me see, focus. I don't know, it's hard to see, but it gets a little bit dirty. But anyways, you just keep repeating the process, and make sure to work in a well ventilated area, because there is fumes coming out of the solution, and I don't mind too much of it, because this is going to be a very quick process. And just going to get this out. But you'll start feeling that the leather gets a little bit harder to rub. It's not as smooth, and it's going to start feeling a little bit sticky on here. But just keep repeating the process. Once you're done, you can move right on to the cleaner to finish it up. But the main thing is prep work is going to be the main thing. Even if you do great painting on it later, if the prep work is not done properly, the paint's not going to stick well. You're going to have issues with it later. Hopefully I've done enough prep work. Even though it's my first time, I can't say until I start wearing it, but you guys will find out, or you'll find out on your own. I'll find out on my own once I start wearing it to see if there's any cracks and creases and whatnot. Kind of be careful right at the midsole, because you don't want to start stripping paint from the midsole that you don't have to do. So, because this will start removing paint on the midsole. And if you don't plan to do the midsole, be careful. So I've done my deglazer leather prepare. I'm going to take a little bit of part of the same rag, which I'll recommend a new rag, but just for the sake, I'm just going to take the same rag, get the cleaner, wipe it on, and then we can start painting. So the section that I'm using hasn't been touched by the preparer. But voila, that's it. Okay, on with the paint. Shake the paint up very well. And then watch out, nothing spills. Last thing you need is to have paint spill on your carpet, actually, but it should be okay. And you don't need a lot of paint. Here is the deal. Don't throw a lot of paint on. Don't glob it on there. You just need thin coats. The first coat, it's not going to cover everything. It's going to be a primer coat, or it's basically a primer coat, so it kind of gives it a base for the shoe to stick in. So you want to just do gently in strokes of one direction, and you just kind of keep doing that. Base coat looks like, and you can kind of see it's kind of patchy and blotchy all over the place. That's how it's supposed to look, so don't freak out, don't panic. But one thing I do want to show you, right on the line right